Michael Dillon hate drama. Woo! Welcome back to another episode of Mike and Dylan Hate Drama, where we give advice to people. Honestly, it's a big nothing burger of a podcast, but
well, that's just because we haven't had a lot of submissions lately, but today we got 3, so we are off to the races.
The more submissions, the less time we talk or spend time talking about like divisive subjects.
Well, or we get into divisive subjects. I think the one you're reading is going to be a fun one.
So Mike has a lot of stuff going on right now. Tomorrow is my birthday. That would be a very special occasion. If I was
yesterday for the listeners.
Yeah, yesterday for the listeners. It would be a very special occasion if I cared about my birthday, and B, if I did not also share a birthday with my wife.
So you don't have a birthday?
I ain't had a birthday in 12 years. Father-in-law is back in the hospital. He's got a big surgery, removing his pancreas. I didn't even know they could do that. I thought you needed that.
Yeah, I Googled it when you were talking about it, and I guess technically it is a vital organ, but if you then live on insulin and some other things, you can live without it.
Just kill me, dog. That's why. If I was going through all that, I'd just be like, I'm ready. I'm ready to ride off in the sunset.
Hey, could we go bungee jumping and you guys just
kind of just like cut it. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. I'm currently wearing sweatpants. The wide can probably see it.
I just like the little hole by your crotch. Is that a cigarette burn there?
Is there a hole by my crotch? Probably a cigarette burn. So also, okay, so we'll get into what happened before I came to the studio. So I'm on the front porch smoking a cigarette, trying to get trying to get myself psyched up to put in a hard day's work. And Amy walks outside to talk to me. I don't remember what she was trying to talk to me about, but as she's talking to me, a huge hornet just like flies on the back of my shirt. Now, I am not afraid of bees. My wife is afraid of bees, so she starts freaking out. And I just think, the last thing this bee wants is to see a giant hairless monkey fucking freaking out that it has now landed on the much more fatter hairless monkey. But I stand up and I have my shirt kind of pulled off a little bit, so if he does sting, I'm not gonna get stung. And I'm just like, hey, just flick it off of me. And she's like, okay, I'll flick it off of you. And as I back up towards her, she's just like, oh, I can't do it. Just like so finally, I rip my shirt off. I have a hat and a cigarette in my hand, and the hat almost made it completely, but it got taken off at the end. The cigarette got taken off. I got a piece of ash in my eye, which was the worst thing, because now I'm standing there, titties out outside, just, butt crack showing. Half my ass is probably, hanging out. And she's like, did it sting you? And I'm like, or she's like, did it sting you in the eye? And I'm like, no, I got a piece of ash in my eye. She was like, did it sting you anywhere? No, it did not. I like to think that guys can really put all the information that they need to get out in one sentence. So if it did sting me somewhere, and then she asked if it stung me in the eye, I'd be like, no, it stung me on the back or something like that. I'd throw that into the one sentence. But no, I'm still sitting there answering questions while I'm trying to get this piece of cigarette ash out of my eye. And I like to think there wasn't a neighbor watching. I didn't look to see if anybody was viewing me at the time, but yeah.
See, that's when you need a good Ring doorbell out there so that you can use that as content going forward.
No, we would get demonetized.
Ass cheeks
yeah.
Well, we can blur it.
Yeah, just have my titties blurred too. Because, they are, I don't know if an algorithm can tell.
Voluptuous.
Yeah, it's very voluptuous. All that shit's just out there flapping in the wind. So yeah, it's been a crazy day. I'm here with sweatpants on, commando too, which you ain't gonna see nothing. It's not, there ain't nothing there that you're gonna be like, damn, Mike, you should probably put on some underwear. It's not like that. So
actually, what Mike's doing is he's trying to use the virality of gray sweatpants. He's trying to, see the outline there so that you can.
All the comment sections be like, man, you got gray. This has got to be the first time I've ever seen gray sweatpants, and you can't see anything. All right, so. Do you want to read yours first?
I'll read mine first because yours is juicier.
All right.
So submitter, I'm just going to start putting in fake names with a submitter. So we'll call this one Lisa. Title is, Do I Cut Off My Asshole Mom? My mom is a super cunt.
What if there was a comma between asshole and mom?
Do I cut off my asshole mom?
Yeah, right. There's I got a hemorrhoid. Do I just cut it off?
Yeah, just stick a little rubber band around it. My mom is a super cunt. She's been terrible for my whole life. She made fun of me for being fat even when I was thinner than her for a long time. She legit abandoned us to go chase dudes around the world. And so I ended up having to raise my siblings. She's mean to my husband of multiple decades and acts like he's a dick for being the most supportive human I've ever met. She's even started being a dick to my oldest kid to the point that he's not wanting to see her. I've always stood up for myself and all of them, which is met with random bouts of her pouting or getting mad or ignoring me. It's a big step to cut her out of our lives, and as much of an asshole as she's been so far, it doesn't seem warranted. Yet. How do I decide when enough is enough and what's the best way to approach it? She's never taken responsibility for anything, nor would I anticipate her doing so. She even told me when I disclosed child sexual abuse to her that was forever ago and that there wasn't anything she could do about it now. While that's fair, it's not a great response. So what's the last straw and how do I know?
The last straw was when she was chasing guys around and you were raising your siblings. So you just have a mom by name. Like she is not a mom. She's not a mother. Like she, yes, technically is your mom, but she is not a mother. You could definitely cut her out so easy. So yeah, I guarantee you your life would be better too. As soon as you're mean to my kids though, now I cut you out with an ass whooping. Like you just get drug on in the front lawn. And look, I like that I got away from my shitty ass family and the very, very trashy people of the sorts. But I still got that trashiness in my DNA. Like it's there. It's there. It likes to rear its ugly head. I'm trying to think because I ain't really got parents. I guess, yeah, if my mom was mean to my daughter, yeah, I'd still beat her up. Whoop the shit out of her right there in front line. And look, the first thing you got to do in a trashy fight, you got to pull some hair and get her down to the ground because that's going to let the neighbors know that this ain't some weird kind of guy beating up a woman. Like this is a trashy family argument. That's how you know it's family arguments. You also need other family members there that are kind of like yelling different stuff and not really breaking up the fight, just kind of watching. And
somebody there taking bets on who's going to win.
Nah, none of that going on. This ain't Shameless. I hate Shameless so much because it's just like, if you watch Shameless, it's like they're so close to getting it right, but they're like, but let's make it, kind of fun. There's fun moments in being a trashy family. It's not all that. Also, I like to think that, a lot of trashy people, like, they just keep fucking up their lives for no reason. For no reason. Every time something good starts happening, like Fiona's like, what if I just cheat on this guy and fuck another dude? Because my life's been complete shit. And
I mean, people do that all the time, though.
They do that all the time. I don't know. Maybe that's why I can't. Like, I watch Shameless and I'm just like, preposterous, But then, like, my siblings watch Shameless and they're like, wow, this is the greatest show ever.
It's a documentary.
This is the greatest show ever.
It was a good show.
Very, what is it? Repetitive.
Yeah. I mean, most shows are, though. Like most shows go through the same cycle of it's.
I told you about I do want to talk about this though, because me and my daughter have been watching The Walking Dead, and I had to get this out there because I was watching it. I don't know what 2012 Mike was going through when he watched The Walking Dead, and he was like, the first 2 seasons are like the greatest TV, and the first season solid, so fucking. Second season's garbage. It is so bad. The dialogue is so bad.
Is that where they're at Herschel's farm?
Yeah, that's when they first get there. And the dialogue is complete shit. It is complete shit. Watch Lori and Shane, like when Shane's on the windmill. I can't remember what they said, but I was just like, that's when it really hit me. I was like, this season's ass. Like, this season is not good. I thought it was good. But it's just, I don't know. The
storyline was good through it, though.
The storyline is good. Like the Rick and Shane thing is pretty much the only, like when Randall comes to the farm and they're like debating about him, it just goes back and forth and they're going back and forth with what everybody thinks. And yeah, and Rick's like, yeah, we will kill him. No, we're not monsters. Yeah, we are monsters. No, we're not monsters. We got to do what's good. We don't got to do what's good. And it's just, it kind of flops back and forth. And actually, season 3, we're in season 3, and I'm like, wow, this is better than season 2. So yeah. I was able to change.
Is that when they start like their own little
that's the prison
village? Oh, that's the prison. Yeah. Okay.
So And with the governor too, I was like, the governor's such a shit character. And now I'm watching it again, like I said, with, I guess experience under my belt. And I'm just like, season 3 is vastly better. The governor's a really good villain. Shane's a very good villain. And Shane is what confused me for season 2 being so good. It was not. It was hard to get through. A lot of just like, it just plotted a lot. And like I said, the dialogue was butt cheeks. But 3 has really like picked it back up and got the got the wheels moving. I'm sorry, submitter, that I thought The Walking Dead was
pertinent to that.
very pertinent to you having a shit mom. But yeah, look, cut her out. Your life's going to be a lot better. And I don't know, man. People value the name of a sibling too much.
I think the easiest way to do it though is no fights, no nothing. Just be busy. You don't have to cowtail to like make your life accessible to your mom. Just make it so that you guys are always busy. Whenever she wants to do something, you're no longer available, and just cut her out without ever having to have that conversation.
That's boring. Beat her up. Invite her to your house. She was mean to your son. You and your son could beat her up. It could be a handicap match.
Serve jail time together, except for you go to different jails for...
Dog, if you are in your house, okay, and you decide to beat somebody up and your story's not solid enough where you don't go to jail, then I don't know what you're doing here. Because the first thing I'm saying is this bitch came up in the house screaming at everybody. And then she like grabbed my son, so we had to like wrestle her down. And it was like there's shoe prints on her face. She's a very good wrestler. What?
Some elder abuse thrown in there?
I don't give a fuck. You mean to my son, I would tombstone pile driver my mom if she was mean to my kids. Like I don't put the the title mom, dad, brother, sister. Are you a good person? Do I like hanging out with you? Do I like being around you? Do my kids like being around you? Can my kids be around you? Because there's a lot of family members where my kids just can't even be around them because they're weird motherfuckers. So yeah, I think we do put too much emphasis on the title of people. Now, if you do have family members that are good family members, that's great. If you got a mom and dad that are very good and they are a mother and a father and they help raise you and shit, that is very valuable. And that is somebody that you look out for when they get old and they start reverting back to the baby stage, but if you got shit family members, just look at them as shit people. Like if you knew a person that, acted like your mom, would you still value that person? You wouldn't say, well, because of this is why all that shit stuff they've done to me is okay. It's not okay. Also, if you tell a parent that you were sexually abused and they were like, that was in the past. What a shit.
Isn't that what a lot of them do though?
Not good ones. Not good ones. I don't care if my 30-year-old daughter said, this person sexually assaulted her when she was a kid and I just found out about it. You're dying like it just happened. I don't give a fuck. Like you're going to die. I'll roll up on you. You'll be 55 years old, in a hospital bed or something. You could be, surrounded by grandkids that love you and a family that loves you. And it could be one of those really sweet moments where, they're giving their goodbyes and it's like, Papa, I'll always miss you, but I'm going to keep collecting these baseball cards like you told me I should. And Papa looks at him. He's like, well, one day, son, I bet you're going to be on one of those baseball cards. And they're going to have that moment like in a movie where they look into each other's eyes. And then as he's looking in his grandpa's eyes, his head's just going to explode right there in front of him. I'm like, you fucking, what do they call them? Chomos? Child molesters? I don't know what they call them. I don't know. I might have just said something racist, but so many funny racist words out there that just.
But I mean, isn't that what your family did when Papa died or whatever? And they were all like, oh, it was so long ago, and basically just kind of try to write it off.
About him on Facebook. She's like, watch over my dead baby, Papa. I was like, he would molest it. Like, what are you talking about? He's going to molest it. Like that's the last person you would want in heaven watching after your baby. I'm pretty sure also, omnipotent God, he's not going to allow that. He's going to say, hey, no, you can't, because my grandpa was a Christian. So technically he gets in. God, that's a crazy thing to be able to just diddle kids and just whoop, you get into heaven. But I think God would be like, yeah, we're gonna separate these guys, and we're gonna have your own like pod over here for the For the kids, don't go play around that
Little
part.
trailer park in Florida.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like a little community. It's like a little community. Well, I guess technically a child molester's heaven would be like a playground or something like that. It's fucked. It's fucked. But yeah, I thought about that when she posted it. She was pregnant for like a week. And then the massive size of her body, I think, you know,
Decided there wasn't enough resources for
probably
two.
sucked out the nutrients of the baby. God, look.
All right, let's get on to a good
I'm
topic.
glad she didn't have kids. Gosh, there is, you could say that. Like, you could say that. Like, if that baby was born, that baby would have had a fucking rough life, a hard life. And, you know, where she is like, oh, I'm like, that's a blessing. That is a blessing because that child would have had a very difficult life. Because I'm sorry, there is, like, looking at me being a piece of shit, and not even really a piece of shit. Like, the bad shit I did affected my body, like my body, and I'm doing drugs and stuff like that. I'm not fucking people over, starting lies and shit like that. I guarantee you, it would have been like a Munchausen's by proxy case, a whole bunch of shit. It's just really hard to think that someone like that and a meth head are just gonna, when a baby's born, just both become upstanding citizens. I don't think
Sometimes it works, but yeah, I don't think the numbers really.
Also, I was 19 years old, so I really wasn't, you know, I got to be an adult, and I was just like, hey, my life is embarrassing. I want to get out of this shit. I think if you're deep within your 30s, and he's in his 40s, I think that the ship has sailed.
Yeah.
What a funny little thing, though. You would have molested it. I'm so witty. So this submitter is Lois Lane. I think some of the names you should make funny with the story.
That was actually their choice for their fake name.
Oh, okay. It's so crazy. It's just women that are like, hey.
I'm going to ask these guys for some advice.
It's funny. The title says, Sex Party or No? Live. Live. All right. So here's the deal. My husband isn't on board with hitting up sex parties, but wants to have a three-way. I, on the other hand, would love to get absolutely plowed. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me sit up in my chair. So, I assume husband wants to see her with another
Two
man.
girls. Oh, maybe.
Well, three-way, and she wants to get plowed. I don't know. We have to read into the story. But she's like, three-way. No. I want the whole choo-choo train.
12-way.
Yeah, I want the chugga 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 chugga. She wants to see the train and she wants like a good just straight line view of that train and not even be able to see the caboose. God, all right. We've been together for a lifetime, and prior to the marriage, I had a good old time getting it in. Naturally, that stopped because I'm not a demon and I am faithful. That being said, how do I convince him that hitting up a sex party would be fun as fuck? I think he'd like it as long as I wasn't out there sucking dudes' dicks. Or am I being an asshole for trying to convince him since he's already said he doesn't really want to? Oh, if he says he doesn't want to, you'd be an asshole.
Yeah.
For continuing with this, you do have to respect your partner's wishes. So I do think this is a situation where he wants another girl, and she's like, all right, well, if we're getting another girl.
Oh, 10 dicks.
Yeah, I want another dick. But I don't know. Like, I'm of the mindset that she could probably find a dick that makes up for 10 dicks. You know how fucked it would be if you were like your wife, you talk your wife into having a three-way with a girl, all right? And I wouldn't. That's so awkward too, because who goes and finds the girl? Who can sit down with a girl and just be like, "Hey, girl, you look very," like you would just feel like a predator. But you have sex and it's just not that great. You know what I'm saying? Guys think that a threesome is going to be just the greatest thing on earth. It's not. It's not. They think it's going to be just this wild, amazing time. I'm going to tell you that my threesomes were of low quality, were of very low quality. But then you go through that, and then, she's like, all right, well, now I want to sleep with a guy. And he just walks in, and that thing's just like slapping his kneecaps. And you're just like, fuck, now I got to just watch this and cry.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the deal you make.
If that's the bed you make, you got to lay in it.
Yeah, because my thing is like the whole other girl thing is interesting to me, but if it comes at the cost of another, I'm just like, all right, I don't have either of those. That's fine. But yeah, I wouldn't make the deal that she can go have fun with another dude.
Here's the thing though, and this is what I think about now. If I was like, you know, because my wife was, you know, with a woman for a long time, so she's into women. I'm not into dudes, and it's not fair that we would have to, you know, do the same. But we've never really had this conversation anyways, because I'm not stupid. She is a very, like, you know, faithful person, so I know that's pretty much off the table, which is stupid because you are so attracted to girls. But I digress and I continue. But, you know, imagine being in a threesome like that. So there's two things either going on, because your wife can say that she's okay with, you know, your penis being inside of another woman until she sees it. It's a difference between being like, yeah, you know, that would be hot, and then she sees it. So it does cause, there is animosity in it, any which way you go about it.
Yeah.
But let's think of, that's not a thing, okay? Let's think of how this threesome would go down, okay? You start off by watching your wife have sex with another woman, which to any guy listening to this right now, they were like, fuck yeah, okay. I'm into this. I'm thinking about it right now, yeah. So you watch that, okay? How long you lasting once things start really going down? Like, how long you lasting after you're just like, oh, God, everything's so hot? And then, I'm sorry, guys, if you are past the age of 30, your refractory period is going to be a little bit higher. I don't know, though, because then you're still watching your wife. Yeah, you're still watching that. So it's just like,
hey, it ain't done this since I was like 19 years old. It's still up.
Oh, me, I'm a trooper, though. I'm just like, you know, if something happens, you know, I've been, you know, I've not really been showing my guy love, and you know, me and my wife get to fooling around, and I'm like, whoa, what's happening? What is this? No. I'll keep going. I fight through the pain because I'm a warrior. That's that warrior shit, man. My dick could be bleeding. I take dick blood and fucking rub that shit on my eyes.
Yeah, the only problem is when it starts getting not usable anymore.
You can keep some blood in it. I'm sorry. You can keep some blood in it. And as long as it's got a little bit of blood in it, you can use that bitch. That's what I found out. I chub the fuck out of my old lady. I swear to God, I will. Like, I will fucking do it. And the whole time I'm just like, and she's like, does it feel good, baby? I'm just like, yeah. No. Shit hurts so bad. It does. It feels like your dick is being stabbed all over with knives, with kind of like a cool mist of mint being blown on it.
Don't think I've ever had that scenario.
You've never done it?
I mean, I've definitely done it. I've never had the knives and cool mint feeling.
When it gets real sensitive, oh boy, that shit.
Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts. Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you fuck up and you're just like, well, who is this guy? Who are we looking at right now? Am I that fat? Like, am I this overweight that I couldn't, or was I just that turned on?
Just blame it. I mean, it's a game. There's a winner and a loser. You just be the first one to win.
Nah, I enjoy being married. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of shit you can get by with in relationships too. If you make your wife orgasm every time you have sex. You know what I'm saying? She could come to me and be like, why'd you spend $120 on a game? I was like, because I wanted to do it. And she's like, do you think we got $120 for game money, Michael? And I'm like, no. But I still wanted it because I'm impatient. And
yeah, see, I don't do that part either.
And then she's like, well, let's just go have sex. And I was like, yeah, see, shut up. It's good. What do you think about it?
You shouldn't spend $120
Not
on
the game, the threesomes.
I mean,
that was old Mike. Old Mike would do that stuff. New Mike is just like,
the whole thought of it, like, that's the thing, is the thought and then the actual execution. Like, it's not something that, like, because my wife and I have talked about it, and it's the whole thing of, in real life, it's not the same as the fantasy. So, you know, it seems like it would be this big thing, but then there is all the, you know, jealousy and animosity and all those things that come into play. And is that worth our relationship over, you know, experimenting with something? And some couples flourish under that. That I don't think is something that me and my wife flourish under. So right. It's like, the thought of it is like, oh yeah, that's cool, but to actually execute it would be a totally different scenario. So I don't see it in the cards.
It's just never really been a big want. I've never been like, I brought it up kind of jokingly. Yeah, it would be hot. Watch my wife sleep with another one, but then it's just like, nah.
The one time that because I've never experienced the whole threesome thing, but the one time that I almost had it, these two girls were like, hey, come swimming with me. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. I'll go do that. And my buddy's like, no, we should go to Jamestown because there's these chicks. And I had no idea that these girls were like DTF. So like I was like, well, I was going to go swim with them. You want to go out here? There's some cute chicks over here. Okay, I'll go with you. And so I did. And then they tell me later, they're like, oh, we were going to do a threesome. And I was like, you could have led with that.
Right. Did you at least get pussy that night?
No.
Oh, God, no.
No, it was two girls that I had some sort of sexual relationships with. And then, but like I think it had been so long that we hadn't hooked up, me or either of the two girls, but they were just like, yeah, let's go swimming. And I was like, okay, swimming, two girls, that'll be fun. Not thinking that I would get some there either. But then he's like, yeah, let's go to this other town and we'll, hang out with these cute chicks. And I was like, yeah, new. Haven't had that before. Let's go. And then, like, I think it was the next day, they're like, yeah, we were wanting to have a threesome. I was like, if you would have just said that, like, I would have been there instantly. That would have been my choice, but you didn't lead with all the details of how much fun that would be versus, meeting some other chicks that you guys weren't hooking up with me at the time. So I didn't think I was going to. So I went this way, maybe possibly getting some. Yeah, I fucked up. It was my bad, but.
How hot were the girls?
They were good looking. Yeah. No, I would say, yeah, they're.
That's one of those. That's like the lowest form of using all your Bitcoin to pay for a pizza. Mm-hmm. Like think of whatever that feeling is. That being the biggest regret, I guess. Yeah, that's a regret. That being like the top of the spectrum, and then that one kind of being at the other end.
I don't get the analogy.
What do you mean you don't get the analogy?
Buying Bitcoin pizza, and then what's the other end of the spectrum?
The not sleeping with the two girls, going to Jamestown instead.
Both of those are dumb.
What do you mean both of them are dumb?
They were dumb decisions, both.
Yeah, I get it. But one, like, you're like, oh, fuck, two girls wanted to have sex with me. And then one's like, oh, fuck, $1 billion.
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit more upset about the $1 billion.
Well, it still was not $1 billion for like another decade.
I don't give a fuck. You couldn't stop me. You could try to rationalize it however you want to rationalize it. Ain't nothing stopping me from climbing to the top of the Empire State Building, shooting myself in the head, and then falling down.
For losing like $10, and then that $10 was eventually worth a million. Like,
yeah, that's fucking up an investment. At that point, it was very like cryptocurrency.
But you're a very sporadic guy that literally you would have sold a Bitcoin for a Pokemon card.
I would have done that. Yeah, I would have done that. So I'm saying I would have done the same deal as that guy, and I would have killed myself. Okay, I would not. I would as soon as that shit got up to $10 a Bitcoin, I'd be like, oh God. If I saw $100,000 of Bitcoin, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed in the morning.
You'd have to hold it for another 10 years and not spend a single ounce of it to get to that point.
It popped off, what, 2 years after that? It was worth, he would have already been a fucking millionaire.
Can't predict that shit. I mean, I should have started mining Bitcoin when I first heard about it, but I was like, I don't understand
we could already be making movies, dude.
Yeah.
We could be fucking knocking them out of the park.
Well, I probably would have sold it for a pizza.
Is that both the submissions, though?
Yeah, and then we've got a submission for a conspiracy theory. I don't really find it a conspiracy theory. It's just a weird take on... I
like me a good conspiracy.
It's not really a conspiracy, though.
I like me a good...
This guy probably thinks it's a conspiracy that he's being shut down, but it's... It
says... TimeCube was a pseudoscientific personal web page set up in 1997 by Otis Eugene Ray. It was a self-published outlet for Ray's theory of everything, also called TimeCube, which claims that all modern science are participating in a worldwide conspiracy to admit his theory, which posits that each day actually consists of 4 days occurring simultaneously. All right. What the fuck? What? Okay.
Yeah, the conspiracy is that it's kind of like what's that, Terrence Howard. It's kind of along those lines of conspiracy of like, the scientific community is just
1 times 1. You're multiplying. So how can you still get the same if you're multiplying?
1 times 1 equals 2.
What if we died and then whatever God is there is just like, he was right? I'm like, how? He's like, because you don't understand. And like the guy just like actually explains it while like smoking 4 cigarettes to you. And I was like, I still don't get it. He's like, I didn't either. But that's it. Fuck. Ray described himself as the wisest man on earth. Well,
that's how you know
that's how you know this is probably not right. That's probably the science is like, we ain't even got to do anything for people not to believe him. And godlike being with superior intelligence who has absolute evidence and proof for his views. I don't think that I don't think that once you're like, I'm so fucking humble. I'm way more humble than everybody else, and I'm godlike. I'm so godlike. Which is crazy because when a president words shit like this, you'll just be like, he is. That's so crazy.
He's my savior.
That is so weird. People are wacky. All right. Ray asserted repeatedly and variously that the academic world has not taken Time Cube seriously because of his self-proclamations. That's why no one's ever going to take this seriously. Or what if this was Wikipedia saying that he said these things about himself? We're talking about real cover-ups. Oh, God, now I'm in it. All right. Somebody get me some Coke. The Time Cube website registration expired on August 2015. Website. The Time Cube website did not have a navigation structure such as a menu or a central home page. Instead, it was one long continuous page.
Manifesto.
Yeah, that sucks. That is a manifesto. A large amount of self-invented jargon is used throughout, often never defined. In one paragraph, Ray claimed that his own wisdom so antiquates known knowledge that a psychiatrist examining his behavior diagnosed him with schizophrenia.
Yeah, psychiatrists didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Right. Psychiatrist was like, that. What the fuck did I just read? Yeah, schizophrenic. That's what we're just going to slap that on there. Adi Robertson of The Verge commented that Ray's theory of time is an incredibly confusing one peppered with racism and homophobia.
There you go.
Fuck, I hope we get to read some of this stuff.
No.
Aw.
No excerpts.
Time Cube concept. I don't have a drink with me, so shit's about to get real bad with me fucking up words. All right. We got a little diagram. Socrates lives here. Clinton lives here. Epstein lives here. Jesus lives here.
Einstein, not Epstein.
Einstein. I don't know why I read Epstein. I see that Stein, bro. I'm like, Epstein. It is very small writing. All right. So, what is Socrates? Which Clinton is it?
I don't know. I didn't die. That's as much as I read on it was the Wikipedia thing.
All right, so there's a diagram illustrating the aspect of the time cube theory, which Ray describes as life encompasses a 4 through 16 cube principle. Ray's personal model of reality called time cube states that all of modern physics and education is wrong and argues that, among many other things, Greenwich time is a global conspiracy. He uses various graphs along with pictures of himself that purport to show how each day is really 4 separate days: sun up, midday, sundown, midnight. Formally, morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, and evening, occurring simultaneously. The following quotation from the website illustrates the reoccurring theme. When the sun shines upon Earth, 2 major time points are created on opposite sides of Earth, known as midday and midnight, where the 2 major time forces join synergy creates 2 new minor time points we recognize as sun up and sundown. The 4 equidistant time points can be considered as time square imprinted upon the circle of Earth in a single rotation of the Earth's sphere. Each time corner points rotates through the other 3 corner time points, thus creating 16 corners, 96 hours, and 4 simultaneous 24-hour days within a single rotation of Earth, equated to a higher order of life, the time cube. Ray offered $1,000 or $10,000 to anyone who could prove his views wrong. Technically, by a technical standpoint, when he says that there are 4, I get what he's saying when there are 4 different days going on. You know, right now it's 12 in the afternoon for us. It's nighttime for Europe, midday for fucking some other place. You know what I'm saying? Farther west, I don't know. Japan might be kind of midday right now, I guess.
No, we are midday right now.
Yeah, we're midday right now. So Japan's probably going to be it's about to be morning time for them, I guess. The Eastern Europe is going to be very much in the dark, and then I guess Central Europe would be. So that's what he's talking about. With there are 4 different days going on. The only thing is that
it's all made up, and we just put terms on things.
Perception is reality. So to an individual, you have 1 day going on. That's yes. There are billions of people on Earth, all kind of living different days. Some people are sleeping right now. Some people it's nighttime for them. If anything, with time cube, which I would call the what do you call it when time zones, not time cube. It's just time zones. Sure, you got people living different lives. Technically, you do have someone going through a different day. What I would talk about is like why, and I guess you could like talk about like circadian rhythm and shit like that. And there's nocturnal creatures that are awake at night, but time really is like the biggest construct to which we live our lives by. We're always late. We got to go somewhere. We're awake. We're asleep. It's all based off of time. We could be just like nocturnal. I'm a nocturnal creature. I thrive at nighttime. Technically, I'm awake, but I waste my time at nighttime because there's just nothing going on. There's nothing going on. I believe if we were a society that fucking like imagine everybody's awake at night. All the street lights are on, cars and stuff like that. Crime goes way down, and then everybody is awake during the daytime. Well, now it's daytime. Can't do a lot of good crimes in the daytime.
Everybody.
I'm saying flip it around. If everybody's at working at night, doing their things at night, grocery shopping, all the stores are open at night, and then when the sun comes up, we go inside to go to sleep, then there's less crime because it's in broad daylight. Fucking blew your mind with that one.
No, I think you should make a blog called. I
should make a long
manifesto.
Yeah, just a long scrolling page of just erratic thoughts.
I think it'll probably be as legitimate as the time cube.
No, because I would never say that this is, and I'm godlike. Yeah. I'm just saying, this is a fun little thing to point out, cutesy little thing to point out. Ray spoke about time cube at the Massachusetts. I cannot say it. Massachusetts Institute of Technology in January 2002 as part of a student-organized extracurricular event during the independent activities period. I guarantee you all the professors apologized to the students after that.
I bet you the students were stoked.
You think so?
Just to hear a crazy dude go up there and just go wild.
Fuck yeah. And they all just started clapping just out of oh yeah, fuck it. That is crazy. All right. He repeated his $10,000 offer for professors to disprove his notion at the event. None attempted it. No. Why would I argue with a madman? I'm not doing that. John C. Dvorak wrote in PC Magazine that meta sites that track crackpot sites often say this is the #1 nutty site. He also characterized the site's content as endless banter. When asked by Martin Sargent in 2003 how it felt to be an internet celebrity, Ray stated that it was not a position he wanted, but something he felt he had to do as, in quotes, no writer or speaker understands the time cube. Ray also spoke about time cube at the Georgia Institute of Technology in April 2005, delivering a speech in which he attacked the instruction offered by academics. In 2005, Brent Hanover made Above God, a short documentary about Ray and Time Cube. The film was likely named after one of Ray's websites, which criticized the idea that God exists. Hanover's films won awards for Best Documentary at the Indie Memphis Film Festival and the Atlanta Underground Film Festival. In popular culture, the song To the End of the World on Ailstorm's 2017's album No Grave But the Sea makes several references to the time cube concept.
That's the second page.
That's the second page, yeah. That was it. That was it. And I read it like I was going to keep going. Did I do the dumb thing where I slide one off the back? Nope, it's just 3 pages.
Yep.
So, time cube.
I feel like it's Jon Stewart in Half Baked, where he's like, "You ever seen the back of a $20 bill, man? You ever seen the back of a $20 bill on weed?" And I feel like that's that guy.
I mean, kind of though.
The whole
Kind of
time.
though. The pyramid with the eye, and what's up with that? What's up with all the wacky shit that's you know, that fucking the government officials do, and that's on, you know, all the symbols and shit when you look into, you know, different government buildings and stuff, and it's just there's some wacky shit, there's some crazy shit that goes on in that place. I'm sorry, but like when they're talking about Bohemian Grove and it's just like, oh, we're just like blowing off steam, having some fun. Like, yeah, me and my friends, like we, you know, drink, play some games, go putt. And it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of like what we do, except for we don cloaks and then we burn child-shaped effigies to an owl god.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, same thing.
I mean, it's like real life D&D.
That's not real life D&D. That doesn't even happen in D&D.
They're just casting spells and
imagine
being
too that the
wizards
government, like when D&D comes out and the government's like, this is satanic, and then Bohemian Grove and everybody's just like, oh, those are just rich people having fun, but D&D is satanic.
Yeah, trying to let all the laymen's in on the spell casting, and you can't do that.
Imagine you think about time zones that hard, and you're like, it's like four different kind of, you know, with perception. Like if you took the perception of four people in those time zones, technically they are living different days. Like they're doing different things at different times.
You could take it and split it into 24. You could split it into as many things as you want. So there's not really a cube. There's the concept
it's like a dodecahedron. Yeah, if you want to split it up a whole bunch of times. But I mean, I get what he's saying. Like well,
he's saying there's some sort of magic to it.
Well, he's talking about the significant journey of the sun throughout the sky, I guess, with his breakdown of the days. But still, like it's technically, like there's nothing you could do that says, hey, because right now it's nighttime for Europeans and it's daytime for us. There's nothing you can really do with that information that would better society, that would change science or anything like that. Like there's nothing, because if you think about days as being efficient, which yes is part of like time's construct, is that during the day you are efficient, you know, you're doing the things that you need to do. Well, now at night, Europeans are resting. When they wake up, they're going to be efficient. So if you think about that, like if you think about right now, we do our work week, the world. So we're talking about right now, everybody who is in the time zones that are currently daytime. We are producing our products, you know, we are working, manufacturing, everything's going on. Well, when we shut down, European, all their thing is are cranking up. So it would still be exactly like if it was just daytime for everybody. But also, it's because of time's construct that it's like that.
Well, and here in America, we don't shut down 24 hours a day.
Yeah, you working 12 hours.
You work through the night,
week, baby.
You work through the day. We'll just cover this whole shift here.
We gotta, you know, we're trying to break records right now, but we ain't got enough money to give you a raise, but we're trying to break records.
Yeah, I think time is such a weird concept just because, you know, like, I mean, we just had the clocks change back and now it just gets dark earlier, and I don't like that, but it's only because we live in a society that tells us we have to, because like honestly, I just rather stay on the summertime, which is not technically the real time. This is real time, and that's daylight savings time. But like right now, I wish that it was 2 p.m. instead of 1 p.m. and we could, you know, have light longer, but it's literally just like, oh yeah, we're telling you now that there's an hour off or there's an hour forward, and we just all, yep, this is the way it is. But in all honesty, there is no such thing as 1 p.m. It's just what we
that is something completely made up. Yep, that is something we completely made up.
So. And then it rules your whole entire life, because like, oh, we got a meeting at this time. Well, I don't want to fucking be there at that time. Let's just meet around when the sun's at its peak. We'll go then.
Time is the craziest construct. Just completely made up, which is what it means when construct. Crafted by us to completely control our lives of what we do when we wake up, when we go to bed, going somewhere, doctor's appointments, everything. Time.
Just imagine back in the day where you just wake up and feed your animals and take care of whatever's around the farm, and then when the sun goes down, you go inside and get some rest. Not stay up on your phone till 2:00 in the morning watching Better Call Saul.
That's right.
That's what I did.
You wouldn't even know, though. You wouldn't even know it was 2:00 in the morning if you didn't have time.
And I wouldn't
Time
be
is a
watching.
way to track things, though.
Yeah.
It is a great way to track things.
No, it's good, but it's also like, it's just a weird concept to,
Because we
like,
base everything around it, too.
Yeah.
So everything is based around time.
when you get the fun thing of, doing birthdays and stuff like that.
That's the way, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. That people are like, no, it's my birthday today.
Mike
Like,
really-
if you're a child,
Mike really likes birthdays.
if you're a child,
huge
yeah.
fan.
Oh man, be excited. I guess that you have not died. I'm excited you haven't died in a year, so that's great. I'm gonna celebrate that. Celebrate that. We got through this fucking crazy ass reality together.
It's such a weird balance though, because like it does make things important, but I think it's, if other people celebrate your birthday, like that's cool. That's fine. Like, do it how you will. But when somebody else makes their birthday, like you need to like make it this special
I don't
fucking
think I could
thing.
be friends with that person.
And it's like, no, just get over yourself. Like it's your birthday.
I think that's big character flaws. If you're just like, we need to do this on this day, and we need to just, it's going to be great, and it's just like you could have planned the same weekend last week and not made it about you.
Yeah, could just be for everybody.
You could just be like, hey, I want to do this.
Yeah, no,
Amy was like, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, hey, we're broke. Okay. So nothing.
what can we afford? Nothing.
B, the same thing I've said for fathers. That like fathers, I don't need a fucking trophy for doing my goddamn job.
Yeah.
Like that's the craziest thing too, man. Look, I love people, and like I said, you're important, and don't think about suicide and shit like that. But what the fuck, man? Pretentiousness just all in our fucking society, dude. Of Father's Day, I don't need a goddamn medal for being a father. I'm a father. I don't need anybody's recognition. My kids say they love me. That's my recognition right there.
I think the part that gets me though is there's like 15 different holidays that, and most of them, I'm sorry, but they're geared towards women. And if you don't do these things, then you're an asshole. Like,
Which is fucking wild.
Valentine's Day, your anniversary, the fucking day you guys went on your first date, birthdays, fucking everything is all like, what can we do to make you feel special? And it's like, I try to do that every day. Like, some days it's just monotony, but that's kind of life. But It's always, you have to make special days, and they're all planned out so that you have to go buy this, you have to go get flowers, you have to bring home something sweet on this day. And I'm just like, no, let's not do those. Let's just fucking show up today and have a good day.
Impossible. Impossible. But it's such a crazy fucking thing, because it's just like, on one hand, I kind of get the old philosophy of not that men don't show their emotions, but like, you can show your emotions. Like, you'd be like, hey, shit's real hard. You could talk about stuff. Yes, sure. I don't need any goddamn recognition for anything that I've ever fucking done. Like I said, if my child wakes up in the middle of the night scared and comes to dad, that's my recognition right there.
Yeah.
That's letting me know I'm doing good as a father. I don't need people to come up and bring wallet, fucking shirt, some socks. I don't need that shit. I don't need, it's Father's Day. What do you want I don't need that shit.
But if you need something for your father, check out laborllama.com.
And get him a great hat or hoodie. Yeah, there you go. That's a great, that's LABORLAMA.com. Because, hey, it might not be important to Mike, but it could be important to him.
Yeah, no. And that's kind of what I've tried to work out with my wife is like, if she wants something, we don't have to wait for a birthday or a holiday or any, like, let's just get the thing. You want it now, and that's something that would make your life better for whatever reason, whether it's fucking something nice to wear or whatever. Why do we have to wait for a fucking holiday to do this?
Yeah,
like,
that's the funniest part too.
Just buy the goddamn thing and put it on. Wear it now. You don't have to wait till Christmas, and then you get 15 things, and 7 of them you end up not using at all because you got 15 things all at once. Like,
I don't know. It's a goofy little idea that, I mean, it's good for like capitalism. Yeah, capitalism's real good for that.
You guys haven't bought anything in like a month. This holiday's coming up.
And
you should probably
imagine
get out
all
there.
these holidays, like you don't give a fuck about them. Say we never gave a fuck about them as society.
Well, there used to be
marriages are better because of that.
They used to not be capitalistic. You didn't have to buy like they were celebrations, and it would bring communities together, and it was like holidays as in like the community coming together, not just like, oh, everybody go off to your little homes and everybody spend a couple $1,000
You go to the store and buy your stuff so you can then take it back to your home by yourself and then give it to your partner, who would then be like, oh my God, this is so awesome. 30 minutes later, y'all arguing probably. I don't fucking know.
You burned the fucking ham.
But imagine how many more like marriages and shit work out. Like me, I'm not a gift giver. And Amy is I'm just not. I'm not a gift giver. And it's not that I'm not thoughtful. I care about my family. You know how I care about my family? Working. Always thinking about how I can better my family situation. That's how I care about my family. I'm not like, man, everybody's so nice. Xbox 360 to you. That's what corporations have told you that you need to feel bad about. Like if it's fucking Mother's Day and you don't get the best get all your shit. Oh man, terrible.
Well, that's
the only person that has put that idea on society is people selling shit.
Well, that's how I grew up was, my parents never told me that Santa Claus was real. And so I was sitting there knowing that Santa Claus isn't real. And then all the kids that for the most part were fucking shit. Like they were just asshole kids. They would be the ones like spoiled fucking rotten with like, Sega Game Gear and fucking, Game Boys and all the game systems and all the toys that were being advertised on Nickelodeon and everything. And so I saw all that stuff and I was like, well, maybe I'll try. And I wrote a fucking note to Santa and I still got, and I used to look at it.
That's the funniest shit ever, bro. You sat there, your parents were like, Santa's not real. And you're like, okay. And then you see all these kids they just must not like Santa. They are, oh my God, look at all the gifts Santa's getting everybody else.
Yep.
I was fucking lied to. What do they got to get Santa?
And then, but the thing is my parents always kind of went, it's not like I didn't get gifts. It was just, instead of getting like a fucking game system, I got like a science kit and a fucking erector set that I could like build motors and shit. And that's kind of who I am to this day is nothing is not doable for me. If I see it, I can do it. And so I kind of have that mentality about myself. And a lot of it was spurred by the choices that my parents made. But like me just looking at it as a kid, like I wanted all the same things that the other kids were getting. And I never got any of that stuff. But I was advertised to. That's why I wanted that shit. Like, and I mean, yes, game systems are fun. But ultimately it was ad that I was ingesting.
This is, oh my God, it's so fun. Oh my God, you want this. And then you don't get it. And you're like, well, now I'm sad. And it's just like you'd have been happy with whatever you got if you weren't constantly like, oh, you need this, you need this, you need this. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Yeah. My daughter though, she was watching like the world's most dangerous toys. And there was like 18 toys. And my wife's like, oh, I had that one. She's like, did you have that one? I was like, no.
I didn't have fucking nothing.
on these list of popular toys, I did not have a single fucking toy.
I didn't have fucking nothing. If I had something, it got pawned pretty quickly. So I was able to, I guess that's why I'm not like, a video game, just like really into video games. Because I did have game systems, but I didn't have them for long. I didn't have them good enough to like really get it into my lifestyle.
I played them at friends' houses. That was about it.
No, I think the biggest video game I play right now is because I play card games. So it's, that's where I get to play cards at now because fuck society. Yeah. You don't want to go out and play with your friends and play with other people. I love that. That's my love because I'll be playing like the online and it's like, I kind of get the fix of the playing the cards, but it's nothing like it used to be.
Well, because I guess that's the overarching. To sit in front of somebody
and take their soul. Like this one, I don't even play well. Like I go out and I play. Oh, bro, if I go out to tournaments and stuff like that, I'll play through the tournament. I'll be so nervous before the tournament because I do most of my like testing online and shit like that. Then I'll actually play in the tournament. I'm just like, I am so fucking good. God, I am fucking good. And then I'll start playing the mobile game. I'm like, I suck, man. I'm gonna quit this game. I fucking suck. And it's just because like, when I'm out, like I know how to keep track of everything the card does. I don't have a mobile device. You don't have a mobile device telling you to, this trigger. Sure. Then that's what separates like good players from bad players is like now someone we would call a bad player, they can completely track their whole game state because a fucking mobile device is doing it for you. Also too, just being in that situation and looking at somebody and just seeing the field right there, seeing my hand and just being in that moment, it just kind of feels like a more of a, like you got I don't know. It's like the human thing, you know. It's like you're in danger, you got to win, and so your brain just start where it's on a mobile device. You're like, you don't care because you're gonna get into another match in fucking 10 seconds. So
I think the big thing is like, and it kind of goes back to the initial discussion of like what holidays used to be, is like it's a person, and like so there's more to it when there's another person sitting across the table than if it's just a game on your phone, because there's no other like person that you're. And so like with holidays and everything, it used to be that it would bring everybody together and everybody would like commune together, and that's where ultimately they should be, but we've separated so much and live basically online. We don't have the friend networks and the family networks that people used to have before all the technology came. And I'm not saying that, within the past 20 years, it's gotten bad. It's been longer than that, since capitalism got very heavy of, we've got to drive profits. We've got to sell a bunch of widgets that nobody fucking needs.
I wanted to make a documentary because anything in a nutshell could work. There could be any type. Like you could have a society with capitalism that does work. You can have a society with socialism that does work. You can't have it when shit is corrupt. That's what it is. Like you can say, hey, capitalism, but hey, socialism, but, and people just cannot throw the buts or the redactions, or just taking the idea of like capitalism and then modifying it into something else, or the idea of socialism, modifying it into something else. The biggest downfall, absolutely, with capitalism is companies being publicly traded. Like if that was never a thing, I don't think capitalism gets as bad as it does, because every single company, every single very rich company is invested in other very, very rich companies. So and I am starting to tailor my idea that I don't think this is done out of maliciousness. I think it's done out of ignorance. And it's really taken my kind of conspiratorial mind back, that I do think that we are in just an ignorant world. Like we are in a world with dumb people. Because if you have all these rich people invested in other things that rich people are doing, you're like, okay, we have to make sure that our shares are, and once someone buys a bunch of shares at a price, that share has to go up. It has to go up every single year. Your company, the value of the shares in your company have to go up every single year. So the cost of your goods have to go up. You have to make profits every single year. If you are a $1 billion company and you flatline in the idea of capitalism, like if you're a company that profits $1 billion and you've profited $1 billion for the past 10 years, you are doing good. You are making $1 billion every year. Your company is in the positive, and it's in the positive where it's making a tremendous amount of money. But because of publicly traded companies, now that $1 billion is not good enough. You can't make the same thing every single year. And it's just the idea that billionaires have put on each other, that you have to constantly be making money. Technically, you are making money. And if you make the same amount of money that you made the year before, you're not doing a good job. Because of the idea, that's the idea that shareholders bring in, is that they have invested in something. They want to see their investment constantly go up. That's just the wackiest thing ever. Because that is investing in a nutshell. You want to invest in something, you want to see that constantly go up. You don't want to see that go up and then flatline. That's just, and so the idea of the publicly traded system, which really, really took off after Reaganomics. They'll be like, oh, well, it was around not in that scale, because they'll say it's around in Greece and in Rome. They were publicly, not at that fucking scale, you dumb fucks. But it really bred this culture of the explosion and Wall Street and selling the stocks and just the investment side of it, saying, hey, you're investing in this publicly traded company. Well, now that investment has to go up every year, because also in investment ideas. So say you have say you invest at a stock at $1. We're just going to keep things simple. Okay. Over a year, it's now $10. You're happy, right?
I mean, that's a very, very good return, but yeah.
Yeah. We're going to use a very, very good return. A lot of these are good returns. Really, that's why there's a big explosion when a new stock comes out.
$1.08 if you're actually average for what the market returns. But
all right. So, but it goes up. I'm using simple numbers, whole numbers. All right. You're at $10. You're happy with that.
That's the 1,000% return. Yeah.
The stock then drops to $8. You're scared. You have multiplied your money eightfold, and you are scared because you are losing money now. That's why the whole idea of the publicly traded companies system is literally the reason why. And also, it is a thing that society does not need.
Well, that's the thing, is that technically it should be money going to a company for them to achieve bigger things. But that's not really
it
what
goes to.
Yeah, that's not really how it gets utilized. It's ultimately it's the first crypto. Like, I mean, it's fake money that is being made.
Well, I mean, if you look at it just in WWE scale, Vince McMahon had $100 million when his before the WWE was publicly traded, became a billionaire. So it's not like, you're investing in a company for that company to, put that into resources to transcend the company into bigger, better things, put that into the pockets of, the working class. That's not, no, it goes into the net worth of a guy who is probably going to take that money and then invest it into another company. And then, be invested into 60. And it's just, like I said, it's something that society does not need. The biggest thing. And I wanted to do, because that is the one thing that has caused just society to really shit the bed.
Well, that and the tax structure and different things that play
I mean, it's all based off of, companies got to make more money. Billionaires got to make more money. And where I thought it was just like complete malice. I don't think it's malice. I think that a billionaire just doesn't know what it's like to be you.
Well, for the most part, nobody's ever like satiated. There's never a point where you're just like, okay, I've got enough. Like, I mean, I think for average working class people, they reach that point, even though they'd like to make more and all that other stuff, they still go and do their job, come home. And even though they'd want more, they're not like willing to fuck over their neighbor to get more. Whereas when you get
sacrifice
into
time with their loved ones too. So yeah.
But like where you get into like these extremely, and like that's the thing though, is like a guy like Elon should be mostly concerned about doing the next coolest thing that he's going to do, which I think he is. But ultimately, then that also comes back to business decisions that equal a bigger net worth for him too. And so it's that constant fight. Rather than just doing the cool thing, he's worried about making, being the richest guy in the world and making deals that make him the richest guy in the world. And there's, in that level of people, there's really not people that are just like, yep, we're good. No, like, I mean, if you look at Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and like, I don't think Warren Buffett's like as cutthroat. He's just straight up an investor. But like then you've got whatever fucking Amazon, Bezos, and like all these guys. They are literally trying to like take over the world rather than just making the coolest product ever. And I think that's really where that separation of like they're concerned mostly about their net worth and their legacy more than, just providing society with a great thing that's going to improve it.
Yeah, we're all fuck guys. It's okay. It's okay. It's not like we can all just like say, hey, there's however many 100 millions of us and a couple of them, but people ain't gonna do that. People ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna stand up for themselves. So I ain't gonna stand up for y'all. So listen, guys, this has been a lovely episode of Mike and Dylan Hate. It's been a good episode. I liked it. Little time cube theory, which is, a guy going time zones. Ain't that crazy? Some comedian would throw into a set like, 2 days before, find out it sucks, and then take it out of a set. That guy made his whole life around that.
I feel like there's drugs probably behind that.
You think so? I think the schizophrenia is enough for me. I don't think drugs didn't have to come into the equation. There could be.
Maybe he was in his 20s and did drugs, and then
it kicked in the schizophrenia, and then he's like, time zone. There's people living different lives. And wow, what is going on?
There's 4 24-hour days in a single rotation of the Earth. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, if you put it into the perception of people, it does make sense. But
that's to say that there's only 4 different sections.
There's literally 8 billion of,
Well, and that's only splitting it into 4 sections. Like what? That's a arbitrary thing that he's arguing on is, that there's midnight and midday and then sunrise and sunset. Like you're arbitrary. Like there's more time in that.
But it's just he was just tracking where the sun is.
Yeah.
So he's literally from.
What about like mid morning and mid evening?
Bam, bam. He's like, and then because of time zones, there's people living this different and all the time. I mean, I get what he was thinking. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm dumb and I'm impulsive and stuff like that, which I get. He is also, but I think the schizophrenia is what stops me from being like, I'm going to make my life about that. And it's just like, oh, it's a cool little concept when you think about it. That at 12 o'clock, there's someone just starting their day, ending their day, asleep. It's like, people are living their lives at different points, but it's all pretty much one 24-hour period because your reality does not encompass everybody else's reality. You live your day by what is going on. Yes, there is an overarching theme going on, but necessarily, no matter how you try to spin how the time zones function and how people are living theirs day, there's no positive or negative you can get from that. So
maybe this could be the next flat Earth. Maybe we can get enough YouTubers and basketball players and stuff to be like time cube.
No, because time cube disproves God. Flat earthers are all very religious. So I don't want to open up that can of worms.
I think we should do a flat Earth episode.
Think so? Maybe we do it for the bonus episode. Yeah, we read. Okay, that's what we'll do for the bonus episode. I'm gonna read something that's like why the Earth is flat. I couldn't tell you a goddamn singular fact of why the Earth is round, except for I seen pictures. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna hope by the end of it, I'm not a flat earther. How about that? That sounds like a good ass fucking.
We are gonna convert Mike to flat Earth.
And if you do want to see an episode like that, you can go to patreon.com/Mike and Dylan. It helps us out, helps us give you the content that you love, and you get to see me try to resist the temptation of becoming a flat earther.
And you can also subscribe on Spotify.
I don't know what I was doing. I was getting sued right there. Yeah, I was getting fucking Jesus Christ. We'll see you next time.
I think we're already probably got our lawsuit filed.
From what?
From that. The 3 notes.
Nope. I could have changed it up.
3 notes.
Could have changed it up. But listen, guys, we love you. You're beautiful. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
Later.